Facebook is going public, and Wall Street is all aflutter. The social media giant hopes to raise $5 billion in its initial offering.
All eyes are on Wall Street as Facebook filed an initial public offering with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The social networking giant is trying to raise $5 billion, and estimates of the company is actually worth between $75 and $100 billion. It's the largest IPO since Google went public in 2004. Wall Street speculates the IPO could generate 1,000 millionaires overnight, as if that's what our nation really needs right now, more millionaires.
Besides Zuckerberg, who is likely to be worth $20 billion after Facebook goes public, other big winners in the IPO include underwriting bank Morgan Stanley, expected to earn $250 million in fees, the state of California, which will collect capital gains taxes, and about 1,000 Facebook employees, who are expected to become instant millionaires.
Facebook into a global phenomenon. To friend someone, update your status, or write on a wall is the language on the website Facebook.
It's kind of like an addiction for me.
Created in a Harvard dorm room back in 2004.
When we first launched, we were hoping for, maybe 400, 500 people. Harvard didn't have a Facebook, so that's the gap that we were trying to fill. And now we're at 100,000 people, so who knows where we're going next.
With over 500 million users across the world, there are more people on Facebook than the entire U.S. population.
This is part of our mainstream life now, so it's normal. Even my grandmother is on Facebook.
Facebook has taken hold in almost every aspect of everyday life.
Facebook says it's gaining 5 million users a week. Facebook break! Inside the company, Facebook's growth is taken very seriously.
So we went out to Palo Alto and sat down with Mark Zuckerberg to discuss his creation, used today by a whopping 500 million people in 70 languages all around the world. When you first thought about this, 19 years old, is this what you had in mind? Did you see this far into the future, or is it way beyond what you dreamed?
Well, it's funny. I mean, when I was getting started, with my roommates in college, you never think that you could build this company or anything like that, right? Because, we were college students, right? And we were just building stuff because we thought it was cool.
Do you have a Facebook? Have you thought about the privacy you put at risk? The Facebook allows users to post their favorite music, books, movies, their address, hometown, phone number, email, clubs, jobs, educational history, birth dates, sexual orientation, interests, daily schedules, exactly how they are related to friends. Its privacy policy even goes so far as to state it also collects information about you from other sources, such as newspapers and instant messaging services. This information is gathered regardless of your use of the website.
Facebook got a new friend today, a very rich, very powerful friend. Banking giant Goldman Sachs putting $500 million into Facebook.
It's far more than Goldman Sachs simply liking Facebook. This is a giant investment, a reported $500 million just for a sliver of Facebook. And as for how much the 26-year-old founder, Mark Zuckerberg, is worth?
What does it mean to you to be a billionaire right now?
Well, I'm not.
There's also no doubt that this new deal with Goldman Sachs is a sign that Facebook is inching closer to going public, a move Diana asked Zuckerberg about in July.
IPO next year?
When it makes sense.
When exactly can we expect a Facebook IPO? Facebook is likely to want to go public in the first quarter of 2012.
Has grown explosively from 100 million users in August 2008 to 800 million as of last September.
So do you have plans to grow the revenue substantially?
It already is growing very quickly. And especially in this economy, we're very happy with how it's going.
I'm just getting used to people talking about Facebook in the office.
He rarely blinks.
That's all? Sorry, I'm kind of nervous. We have the President of the United States here.
Thank you so much, Facebook, for hosting this, first of all.
Everyone's connecting. A community of 500 million and growing. Powerful enough to help a junior senator win the White House.
My name is Barack Obama, and I'm the guy who got Mark to wear a jacket and tie.
Wearing a tie this time, I should say.
There's a good chance that most of your users are already on Facebook, and for the ones who aren't, they probably will be soon.
The only meat I'm eating is from animals I've killed myself, said Zuckerberg in an interview with Fortune. So far, chickens, pigs, and goats.
It's being used by police to find criminals.
The description of the woman that led you here.
Yes.
All thanks to Facebook.
Yes.
And ordinary people to search for loved ones. Behind it all, the Harvard dropout, Facebook's creator, billionaire Mark Zuckerberg.
We all got in a room and we kind of hunkered down for a couple of weeks and we said, you know, this is what people want.
Along the way to the top, Zuckerberg's made plenty of friends.
We launched Facebook at the beginning of the semester, and we knew that we had hit some nerve.
As well as foes.
There's a very orchestrated and premeditated effort on his part to mislead us.
Social network true?
I've heard it said that I can be arrogant. If that's true, I surely was on that occasion.
I'm sorry, President Summers, but what you just said makes no sense to me at all.
I'm devastated by that. Run away with you on a new project.
You would?
Yes, everyone at Harvard's inventing something. Harvard undergraduates believe that inventing a job is better than finding a job. So I'll suggest again that the two of you come up with a new project.
You're just staring at me.
Is that a question?
Yeah. That line is now in The Social Network, the movie about Facebook.
Is that a question?
He's also created controversy.
Mark Zuckerberg is the CEO of the most important social networking company in history, which has a gigantic amount of information about people's lives.
And we don't have a clear idea of what Facebook will ultimately do with this data.
Facebook is trying to play a role that we can legitimately ask, should any one company play? They are trying to be the identity registry for the world.
Who owns our data when we put it out on the web? Who owns it when we put it on Facebook?
Earlier this month, Mark Zuckerberg, the founder and CEO, changed the terms of use for the site to read, "The company may retain archived copies of your user content." After quickly recanting, the company is now also giving users unprecedented governance over the site.
In April of 2010, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg added fuel to the privacy controversy when he unveiled the Open Graph at the company's annual conference.
I am friends with you. I am attending this event. I like this band. These connections aren't just happening on Facebook. They're happening all over the web. And today, with the Open Graph, we're going to bring all of these together.
The Open Graph lets Facebook users share their favorite clothing brands, music, and more with their friends by clicking like buttons on participating websites. The ultimate goal, goods and services immediately tailored to your interests, even if you're logging onto the website for the first time. A great convenience for some, but for others, an alarming intrusion.
It will soon begin forcing users to switch to a so-called timeline personal profile reorganization. That has raised questions about private information going public. But Zuckerberg believes online privacy is becoming less of a concern for users.
And people have really gotten comfortable not only sharing more information and different kinds, but more openly and with more people. And that social norm is just something that's evolved over time.
It's a vast global empire with the world's largest population after China and India.
People are now having the opportunity to share their opinion and communicate, right? And it's not a Facebook thing, it's an internet thing. A lot has been made about the revolutions in Egypt and Tunisia and Facebook's role in them. You know, my own opinion is that it would be extremely arrogant for any specific technology company to claim any meaningful role in those.
A force for political movements and social change. The Arab Spring uprising spread in part due to Facebook and other social media. And the site's ability to instantly reach widespread and complex social networks facilitated the Occupy Wall Street movement.
A venture capital firm established by the Central Intelligence Agency in 1999. This firm works in various aspects of information technology and intelligence, including most notably nurturing data mining technologies. Breyer has also served on the board of BBN Technologies, a research and development firm known for spearheading the ARPANET, or what we know today as the Internet. This goes farther than just the initial appearances. DARPA shot to national fame in 2002 when knowledge of the existence of the Information Awareness Office came to light. The IAO stated its mission was to gather as much information as possible about everyone in a centralized location for easy perusal by the United States government.
we can still invest in something we call ARPA-E, which is like DARPA, except just focused on energy.
Smart meters enable bidirectional information flow into your house, out of your house, in almost real time, 15-minute intervals. This is huge. Also, Ontario leads the way. We have over 4 million smart meters already because it's been mandated by law here. You talk to other jurisdictions, nothing close to it. Ontario, think bigger than Texas. Most other states, you're talking 400,000, 500,000 smart meters. Nothing, small change. We really know what we're talking about. Department of Energy in the U.S. developed a new term, CEUD, Consumer Energy Usage Data. It's this new thing that captures the activities of consumers within the household. This should concern you all because you're all going to have a smart meter if you don't have one yet.
There's a sense that you, after all this time, aren't always above board, and that there's some hidden motive to kind of invade our privacy, take the information, and use it to make money.
We never sell your information. Advertisers who are using the site never get access to your information.
And it ties into this high-tech panopticon. I think we've titled this piece, Facebook Face Scanners of the New World Order.
Recently, as a reporter for InfoWars, I tried to log back into Facebook and it wouldn't let me. It wanted me to identify myself not with my passcode, but by showing me obscure pictures of my friends and family. I had the feeling that it had something to do with testing their face recognition technology.
I think I know what you're talking about, where they show you pictures and it's like, oh, is this person, and you're supposed to confirm it. Yeah, I think that's really weird. I know it's used as a tool just to make it easier to tag people, but I've never heard of it being used to get you to like get back into your page.
You feel comfortable with the fact that Facebook is data mining all your personal and private information, including, your friends and family's activities?
I mean, I can't say that that's comfortable, but I think anything that you put up on the internet is up for public scrutiny.
I'm not comfortable with that at all.
You should, keep your settings on private, and you should be careful with what you post on there.
It's easier to monitor people on Facebook than it is to tap people's phones, I think.
Information. If I decide to take that page down and not be a Facebook user in the near future, all of that comes with me. You don't keep it in some archive.
Yeah, so what will happen is that none of that information will be shared with anyone going forward.
On the smart grid and privacy, because there was nothing on the agenda on that. So we pulled this together, and it was my pleasure to have our Premier, the Honorable Dalton McGuinty. He prepared a very short video.
Shalom and good morning. I'm Dalton McGuinty, Premier of Ontario. Technology has made so many things possible. Facebook lets us be friends with people we don't even know.
I don't know that you can really shield kids nowadays. Kids can get information any way adults can. It's at their fingertips with all the modern technology. And
are they on Facebook? They look at it, all their friends and stuff are on Facebook, but we don't encourage them to do. They do email and stuff like that, but we don't encourage that. We try to teach them privacy is privacy. So.
Do they say, come on, Dad, everyone else is on Facebook. Come on, Mom.
No, they're pretty understanding. They don't want everybody to know their business and stuff like that. So they understand.
They are aware of who they are as well, and what that there are risks.
But they're not cut off from the world, so.
Don't misunderstand, though. They protect their kids from social media, but resort to it to stay in the game. A Facebook campaign helped name the new family cat.
The issue is transparency, isn't it? How upfront they are with the users.
That is, I think, Mark's one weakness, and I think that was why he got so nervous in the interview we did.
She was pushing him to admit that Facebook is misleading about its privacy policies, an issue that comes up time and time again.
Now, do we get it right all the time? No, but it's something that we take really seriously, and every day we come to work and just try to do a good job on this.
And yet you've got the FTC looking into it, you have members of Congress looking into it, there have been privacy groups who've lodged formal complaints. You've hired a lobbyist in Washington to deal with it.
And so there are things that we do that we can afford not to do. Now, there's some things that I'd like to do, are fun to do, but we just can't afford them right now.